What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. NBA DFS video. It is Friday. It is July 3rd. It is January 3rd. I wish it was July. It is January 3rd. We have a 7-game slate we're going to talk about. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe if you have not. But we have giveaways every single video. So, 2 ways to win. Here's the first way. Like this video. Be a YouTube subscriber, and you've got to leave a comment for the comment picker to pick you up. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. 100 likes on this video, a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Second way to win. Somewhere in this video, I'll say a keyword or key phrase. Listen for it and type it in and have a chance to win another free week. So you could technically win twice in the same game. So we are going to see who the winners of the last video was. So Wednesday's video, 427 views, 29 comments, 55 likes. So even if the keyword or key phrase is in this first comment, it's still just going to be one winner for the free week of FTA+. Sergeant Saint, congratulations. The keyword was 2025, but we are going to re-roll it to see who the winner for that is. So congratulations to you. Just email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. And it could be the same comment we will see. So the winner, there you go, Scooter1554. All you had to do is email me, guys. You had the key phrase of 2025. So hopefully your 2025 has started off very good. If you guys are new to the channel, this will be my last video until the 13th. I'll be out of the country later on this afternoon. So if you are a winner, once I get internet connection, I will set you up on the website. But I wanted to just bring you guys this attention that this will be the last video till the 13th. Anyone who has an active subscription to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com or FTA+, I will add 10 days at the end of your subscription if it runs out. So that being said, the NFL content for the most part is on the website. The stacks and optimal lineups need to be added, but other than that, there won't be a video this week because usually we break down with SaberSim, and it is down right now. It doesn't have all of the games and everything up there, so that's the only problem that we have there. So definitely stick around, and we are going. Here's what we're going to do. Anytime we have at least 5 games on the slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks. These are early projections through 10,000 simulations. There's a ton of value that's going to open up throughout the day. There's a lot of people that are out. So if you just look at Luke is out again. Ball and Brunson are both questionable. Brandon Ingram is already out. Alvarado questionable. You move to the shooting guard. Jaylen Brown already out. You got Thompson already out. Caleb Martin questionable. RJ Barrett questionable. Koulibaly out. Brown out, like we talked about. Power forward, all of the big guys are out here. Washington with questionable. And then Porzingis and Jeremy out. So there are a ton that are out. There are still some that aren't out there yet. So we will show you these early projections. Everything will be uploaded on the website pretty early today. Projections, simulations are all going to be uploaded early because, again, I'll be traveling during lock. So that being said, we're going to do exactly what we normally do. We're going to go through 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. So let's just jump right into it. Let's go. And then at the end, we're going to build you a DraftKings lineup, a FanDuel lineup, and a Yahoo Sports lineup. Because some of you do play Yahoo. Not a ton, but some of you do. So looking at the top for point guard, got early projections have SGA projected right around 50 fantasy points. We got Cade Cunningham at 48 to 52 fantasy points. We've got Scotty Barnes, 43 to 45 fantasy points. Moving down the list of point guard to some mid-tier picks, CJ McCollum at 36 fantasy points, Darius Garland 36, and Emmanuel Quickley at 36 fantasy points projected. Then we come down to some value. Now, with Jaylen Brown being out, we could see a little bit of run in Boston. We will definitely see Drew Holiday right around 25 to 26 fantasy point range. We got Carlton Carrington here against New Orleans, about 22 to 25. And then Cason Wallace right around 21 to 23 fantasy point range. Moving to the shooting guard position, we got Kyrie here at 45 fantasy points. Not the best DVP matchup for him, so I don't know if I'm going to pay 9,200 for him. There's one guy that I'm going to pay up for in almost all of my lineups, so we'll talk about that. We got Donovan Mitchell here at 40 fantasy points. Jamal Murray, I love Jamal Murray here, 23rd DVP, or 22nd DVP against San Antonio, projected right around 39 to 42 fantasy points. Moving down the list, mid-tier picks, we've got Jalen Green at 36 fantasy points, CJ McCollum at 36 fantasy points against a very bad Washington team, and then Devin Vassell 34 to 36 fantasy points. Then we got to find some sort of value at shooting guard. You got Brown out, Miller questionable. Some will open up, but let's look. And when we look at value, I'm looking about 5,000 or less on DraftKings. So we've got, is it Julian or Justin? That didn't help me. We got Julian Champagne. I know that's not how you say his name. That's how we say it here. We pop them bottles. 24 to 26 fantasy points against Denver. I do like him. A very cheap option at 3,900. We've got Tim Hardaway Jr. about 22 fantasy points. And then Karis LeVert right around 21 to 23 fantasy points. Let's move to the small forward. With Brown being out, Tatum being there, I think he's at the top here against Houston, about 48 to 50 fantasy point range. Got Trey Murphy the third. I love Trey Murphy here against Washington, 25th DVP, about 38 to 42, and then Josh Hart about 37 to 39 fantasy points. Moving down the list to mid-tier, we got Michael Bridges, 33 to 35 fantasy points, Michael Porter Jr., 32 to 35, and then Klay Thompson, about 30 fantasy points there. Then we come down the list a little bit. Tristan da Silva, he's let us down more times than he has not. We used him his last game, and he went for 13.5. So he's very boom or bust. The minutes are there for him. Just he hasn't been there. We're looking about 24 to 26. It will depend on the minutes. He's got a great matchup here against Toronto, 27th DVP out of 30, so a plus matchup there. It'll really just depend if his coach allows him to play a little bit more. If you want to go down the list even further, you could look at Josh Green against Detroit, best matchup here, about 20 fantasy points. And then Harrison Barnes, about 20 fantasy points with a 22nd DVP as well. Moving to the power forward position. We've got Evan Mobley, about 41 to 43 fantasy points. Jalen Williams, about 40 fantasy points against New York. And then we've got Miles Bridges against Detroit, about 36 to 38 fantasy points with the 12th DVP at that position. Move down the list a little bit. Questionable tag right now, but PJ Washington against Cleveland, about 31 fantasy points. A huge value that I think is still mid-tier right now. Tobias Harris at 31 to 33 fantasy points. He's under 5K. Going up against Charlotte, 22nd DVP there. And then Herbert Jones, 29 to 32 fantasy points, 13th DVP. Then to find some sort of value that we get down under 5K, right around this mark here, we got Peyton Watson, 20 fantasy points. Cam Whitmore against Boston. I don't know how much run Cam will get. We're looking about 20 fantasy points. And then Jonathan Isaac against Toronto, 20th DVP, under 4K, about 18 to 22 fantasy points. Then we move to the center position. We got Jokic at the top at 62 fantasy points. Now he's 12-2, kind of expensive, but he is at the top. 14 DVP. So don't follow these. These are off. These are opponent ranked. They're not DVP. Some people are confused about that. My favorite play, I'm going to save a little bit of money here. Save about 7,000 or 700. Victor Wembanyama, about 61 to 65 fantasy points, going up against Denver. 26th DVP compared to Jokic, 14th DVP. So I do like that. You got Karl Anthony Towns going up against OKC, 48 to 52, 13th DVP there. Excuse me. Go down to mid-tier here at center. Jacob Poeltl against Orlando, about 36 to 38. Isaiah Hartenstein, about 35 to 38. Jarrett Allen, 35 fantasy points, 25th DVP. I do like that matchup there. And then if we are going down to find any sort of value, depending on how far down you want to go, Precious Achua, about 17 to 18 fantasy points. Daniel Thies, 16 to 20 against Washington, 27 DVP. It'll really just depend on the minutes that Thies gets. So if you do look at what he's been getting, does have a plus matchup. The minutes are weird, 18 and then 11. But with 18, he did nothing here. 9-9. Then he got 21 minutes against Memphis, 38.75. He's very inconsistent. That's what scares me. And then you could go down a little bit. You could go Maxi Kleber, 27 DVP, about 13 to 15 fantasy points, depending if he gets in there. Nick Richards would be a cheap option. Detroit, 15 DVP, so right in the middle, about 14 to 18 fantasy points. So there you have it. Those are the early projections using DraftKings, using DVP, and using simulations. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a DraftKings lineup, a FanDuel lineup, and a Yahoo lineup. So again, I think people are going to be all over Jokic, which it's fine. I get that. But I am going to find a balanced type lineup where we're paying down for Justin. We're paying up for Van Vliet. You got Herbert Jones, who should get a little bit of run at 5,300 with all the injuries that they have. You got Wendell Carter Jr., great matchup for him. 5,100, power forward or center option, depending on where you want to go. The guy I'm paying up for today is Wemby, so I'm going to pay up for Wemby there. I'm going to put Chris Paul in there. As you can see, we've got 3 San Antonio guys. If you look at this, Tobias Harris is in there, a under 5K play. And then Mark Williams, another center position, depending where you're at. You're at 5,500. More of a balanced lineup. We're paying up for Wemby. We paid up for Van Vliet. We paid up for Chris Paul. And we paid down for Mr. Champagne. Paid down for Harris. Mark Williams is in the middle there as well. So more of a balanced lineup, not a boom or bust lineup. And I feel pretty good. Now these are early lineups that we're building. They can and will change once all these questionable guys are either ruled in or out. So that's definitely something that you got to wait on. So we've already built a FanDuel one. It's kind of the same thing. A little bit more of the same players. We got Chris Paul in the same lineup. We got Julian here. We've got Wemby here. We got Mark Williams. But we took advantage of Wemby being a power forward instead of center here. And then we still put Mark Williams in there at 6,300. Paid mid-tier for Dyson Daniels and Devin Vassell and Jalen Green. Paid down for Hardaway and Mr. Champagne. So you can see more of a balanced lineup. Paid up for a couple spots, paid in the middle for a majority, and paid down for a little bit. So we found some value. So that is a lineup there. Then a random lineup here on Yahoo. Not a ton of you play, but I still wanted to give you guys some of the run here. So you see Cade Cunningham we paid up for. Trey Murphy in the middle. We paid there. Jamal Murray at 38. So more of a balanced lineup. We did not pay up for Wemby. We did not pay up for Jokic. So more, again, any lineup we build on here, these are tournament lineups or GPP lineups. So you want to check that out. Make sure you check these lineups out. Sometimes they will and can change. If you want to go check out fantasyteamadvisors.com. The PGA content already started yesterday, but that is on the website. This week, I don't know if I'll have any internet connection where I'm at or good enough to give you guys information. So there won't be any videos. But if we do have good internet connection, I will get you guys content. But I just want to let you guys know, if you do have an active subscription, we will add 10 days to the end of it whenever it ends. It is recurring, so if you don't want to do recurring and you cancel it, we will give you 10 days at the end. But again, hopefully you guys have a great Friday. Hopefully you guys have a great time. Good luck in everything this week. Good luck with NBA today. Let's have some fun. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.